Tonight, we do something different, a break in the monotony. No locale this time, just a story, and perhaps some theory craft at the end, or in an adjacent video. Your nightmare now begins. The Portraits of Sev Volzster. To the dependent will of evil he never speaks. To the secrets of darkness he often tells. Of them being last in a long line of severed reminiscence, collected in the thought of an unrecognizable will. Just another spark in the inferno of chaos, he thinks. Perhaps this time he should let it pass. But unlike the others, this one isn't a temporary fixation. She is perfect in his eyes, as were the others, but this one he shall paint more than once. It could be an obsession of sorts in his mind, to only be rationalized as art. They cannot see what he sees, the lines, the structure, the feminine physique, the sexuality, the sensual nature of their frame. In them, he paints upon his parchment that which Da Vinci himself would be humbled therein. In his presence, they speak of all things, their hearts keep hidden, and in these sessions he paints the backdrop of their portraits, inspired by their own pain or lack thereof. Virgin Mary, the common street harlot, in every woman he finds a beauty, be it natural or perverse. Furious in his technique and wrathful in his passion, the man simply known as Sev is an enigma indeed. In the halls of his underground studio lies some of the best art the world has ever known. Works that the human mind can barely contain. Lining the walls are the portraits of the women he paints. Only women, never men. His favorite being the Carly Lemontier. What a beauty she was. Dropping from the sky, the sun falls indignantly onto the landscape, smoldering the hills and mountains, and in its smoke stands Carly Lemontier, bared nude and standing proudly. Her painting was his magnum opus, but this new woman could surpass even her. To be in conversation with them as they pose nude, or however they like, is to truly know them as no one else would dare. Upon that dreaded white bed of reminiscent death lies another woman, her hair dyed red with a black undertone, her face pale for a Latina. Her lingerie grips her body in a perfect grip as she speaks to Sev of her most fervent fascination, death. Something about it. It makes me shiver in anticipation for something bigger. It reminds me of what a real rush feels like. The loss of life in the eyes really turns me on. She dips her hips and spreads herself sensually as she speaks. Something about it, you know. It feels that itch for something darker and deeper. Sex in the cemetery is my biggest kink, you know. Most people think it's creepy, and the guys that are into it are total freaks, so it just remains a fantasy at the moment. Rubbing her legs with her forefinger, she watches Sev paint. You think I'm a freak, Sev? She asks, looking down into her own forefinger as it draws patterns on her inner thigh. As he paints, he looks lost in thought. No, not at all, my dear. It's not death itself, but the peaceful stillness of death. The tranquil finality of life that moves you. Those around you don't add enough stimuli, therefore you find it in your dark fantasy. In death, you find a rigid principle, one of permanence, desire, and destitution, that gives you that little push over the edge. He paints, flicking his wrist upward as he leers at the woman. Lying back upon her elbows, the woman smiles. Permanence? You talk about my desire like it's energy. Suddenly, Sev interrupts. Is it not? Is our desire nothing more than an energy coursing through our veins? Stretching outward, the woman props herself up. God, Sev, you get it. It's like you were made to be up here. She taps her head as she finishes speaking. Now I'm going to ask you deeply personal questions, my dear. Answer truthfully, so that I may capture every essence of your being. Sev instructs as he moves his paint palette closer. Seating up, the woman appears at ill ease as Sev begins his interrogation. tell me what you see in the mirror. As he finishes, the woman looks down a bit, seemingly ashamed of the question itself. A crack in the mirror, she answers. Resuming his painting, Sev hums a melodramatic tune as he contemplates her answer. What's the primary lesson in your memories? Once again, the woman seems ashamed by the question itself. I can't fight the tears. Sev taps his breast lightly, cleaning it, as he shifts color palettes. Who was he to you? A gasp of a smile breaks upon her lips. There, no matter what, he was there. My dad. Panting in small strokes, Sev hums lightly. Tell me about the day, the one that changed you. Moving up, the woman leers off into the distance. I was younger, 12. I was sick. I wasn't supposed to be outside, but my friend James begged me to come out. I did. I broke a rule, and remembered how good it felt to do it. He took me to the swings where we swung till dusk. Then he kissed me. As weird as it sounds, it made me want more. Other things I wasn't supposed to have. Sev paints as he takes in her answer. Where's the good? He asks, as he continues his painting. Giggling, the woman looks relieved. In that field I played in as a kid, where I chased butterflies and blew dandelions into the wind, in my mom's face when I see her, in my car when I'm alone, in my dog's tail when it wags, and in a baby when it giggles. I've always wanted a baby. Not changing his strokes, Sev asks another question. When did it die? The woman runs cold as she answers. When I killed it. I always have to end it when it's going good. I'm addicted to thrills. I don't know why, I just need that edge so bad. Sev turns slightly. Beautiful honesty, my dear. Pushing up her chest, the woman beams with a belittling pride. Remove your bra, he instructs, as he moves his parchment round. At first, the woman is tentative, but ultimately takes it off, releasing her round, small breasts with a sinful sigh. Like what you see? She asks, as Sev spins in the opposite direction. Do not dare attempt to lure me with your beauty. I desire your essence, not your womb. Do not dare to lessen the value of my work. The woman appears remorseful, almost scared. I'm sorry, Sev. Adjusting his chair, Sev continues. Think nothing of it, my dear. It's normal to get a bit flustered. Tell me. As you said, you have to make it difficult for the thrill. Now tell me, does this particular thrill fulfill you? With a look of mild assurance, she answers, Actually, yes it does. Knowing I made something happen, that I created something out of nothing. I know it sounds stupid, but it's my way of creating the child I can never have. It's something I created that's all mine for better or worse. Moving his brush with a practiced perfection, the painter looks to her. Is that why you find death so provocative? Because it's the antithesis of life, the life you can't create. The woman doesn't respond. She looks away, seemingly staring vastly into her shattered future. Silent strokes shatter the silence of contemplative thought as the woman lays back onto the bed, resting upon a blanket of bastion fear. Nearly finished. Now tell me your deepest truth. Sev cleans his brush as he finishes. Not this, she thinks. I can't even see the truth, no less explain it. If I'm being honest, I don't have one. I guess my inner truth is the desire to linger in nothing, to feel the world and never exist in it. She rolls over, showing her back as Sev finishes his piece. The woman attempts to speak when she is interrupted by Sev. Couple me to prune thine coach. Take back by rising loom. Lash the stern, given kind. Assemble me from parts. Cut away the dead carriage. Prepare me, remove thine unwanted guidance. Taken back by rising shadow. Taken back by rising ominous threat. Strike the unrelenting, given kind. Remove the tail of opposition, given kind. Startled, the woman rolls over to find Sev pacing, lost in an eerie trance. Attempt after attempt fails to catch his attention as Sev leaves the room, locking the door as he goes. What the hell? Sev! The woman gets up and begins to dress. The door shakes with her efforts as she shakes the handle, which starts to make a whining noise as it pricks her hand. Ow! What the fuck? Sev, you sick freak! Staggering, the woman begins to feel drowsy with a harsh wave of vertigo. Her portrait looks on upon that white bed she lays, nude, moaning as hundreds of hands snatch and tear her at all angles. In the distance, rubble lies about, burning with the embers of self-hatred. Her portrait is accurate to the letter. With a harsh splash, she falls on the bed as she seizes into unconsciousness. Blurry, tear-soaked and labored, her sight slowly returns. The portrait is gone, as is the door to the room. The room seemingly shifted into the outward shape of the studio, that being an ominous triangle. No. How the hell? Sitting up, she labors on her breathing as she wipes her tears. Stumbling, she exits the room, finding a new hallway where the front door had been before. Twisting and spiraling, the hallway gives one vertigo just from standing in it. Her vision returns as she stands in the midst of a hallway lined with adorning jewelry. Sparkling with an evil twilight, the jewelry leers at the woman, almost daring her to advance. Shaking, she moves quickly past. Never in her days did she think she would be willing to bypass such gorgeous jewelry with this amount of determination. Stopping at the door, the woman questions her move. Last time she attempted this, she was drugged. Placing her ear adjacent to the door, but not daring to touch it, she hears a whirring noise on the other side. Backing away, she opts for an open doorway, leading her into an elegant study. Adorned in black wallpaper, silver designs of ethereal design interweb along the walls, seemingly making an equation of sorts, an equation most cannot fathom. The furnishings are simple, carved of dark maple wood. They sit in contrast to the extravagant table made of white marble. Wobbling with an exhaustive lean, the woman sits on the couch and is instantly bombarded with a burning sensation. Leaping off the couch, she is taken back by an emerging mask upon the wall. Robust, smooth as bone, with a brown hue, the eyes hold marbled iris. With the mouth being shaped like a blank smile, the texture is rough and dried, torn skin. To her horror, the mask begins to speak. Anon, foul thine state upon poor frame. Refrain them, O chastened chasms. Abstract them, sacred and divine. Foul thine state of mind through the hollowed body. Once again, foul thine state of mind through the masses of many systems. Stop them, O rebuked misfortune difference. Repeat my tongue, O rebuked misfortune of difference. In thought and idea, find them sacred and delightful. Denote external reality. Find them sacred and godly. Startled, the woman backs away, bumping into the table, which activates a winding gear on a balanced golden pole. The gear itself has in it intricately carved images of perfectly balanced letters that scry in an unknown language. The gear itself winds in an inward direction, opposite of gravity. Upon looking at the gear, the woman becomes entranced, almost obsessed with its motion. Ah, there you are, my dear. My studio has a way of bringing about the perfect inspiration. Alas, I cannot render it, nor shall I, says Sev, entering from an adjacent panel in the staircase. In a twisted transformation, the studio moves inward, making a triangle within itself. Carrying her, Sev lays the woman upon an altar, a perfect triangle. This, my dear, is the true essence of exploration. To see you broken and bare in my words and mind. We must explore more. You see, you are a catalyst for my intrigue, my eternal muse. Within the eye of Sev Volzster lies a spark of obsession, a raging desire to explore that which is forbidden and unknown. Look at you, the perfect union of heart and body, of bastion and soul. My loin burns for such a specimen. To taste your essence is to give ichor to a god, screams Sev, as he holds up an unfinished compass. Though this is no ordinary compass, it is made from golden metals bronzed with crystallized tubes of blood circling throughout. The hands are many, spawning 16 ways, as a single eye leers in the middle, set in glass. It glows a dull red as the iris shifts in flux. The woman falls to slumber, awakening in a pitch-black chamber, able to breathe but unable to see. She feels a pressure upon her and a painful warmth within. Ormandir, mine visage of internal desire, mine compass of exploration, guide her to thine prose and purpose. Screams Sev, now maniacal in his speech, completely lost in a delirious pleasure. The woman screams inside the void, hearing her own screams under her. If she could have seen the chamber, she would have seen two large silver ovals close together, with a golden twine around the sides and a white glow emanating from beneath. With a twisted step, Sev takes her painting into a burned gallery, placing it upon the wall, revealing hundreds of others, each with the familiar silver chamber beneath them. They rest. They do. In my greatest creation, to be explored without limits. In each they lay within my greatest creation, the Vestal Hearts. Suddenly, Sev is taken by a trance once again, speaking in the tongues of entities who swear themselves to desire and exploration. Enkindle them. To them war in the minds of vistage by the darkened crucible. Present thine feminine wound. Celibate them in chambered grail. Convert thine feminine flesh. Dismount desires, transpose the soul, give feminine wane. In them we shall reign in masculine. Give thine blood. Give her in this time the feminine winds of the past. Give her in this place the feminine scars of the past. Abstain from sex with them in chambered pursuits, eagerly wanted. Abstain from marriage with them in earnest pursuits. Change and form thine feminine flesh, descend from thine desires. Change and face thine feminine flesh. Remove thine desires, transfer the soul, give feminine visible illuminance of thy moon. Interchange thine soul, give feminine weakened vigor, for our time is soon upon thee. After his display, Sev walks away, naming his newest portrait, Death Amongst Her, name unknown, as he eagerly walks into the world of humans to meet his next unfortunate muse.